Dan. Name of the channel is Numerical Lion. Name of my blog is danielthelionsden.blogspot.com. Using gematria or gematria to reveal the false reality in which we live in. These numbers and letters, this numerical ritual that we see every day. Just remember, letters are numbers, numbers are letters. Here's a picture of me. That's what I look like. I have a radio show on WVEW 107.7, WVEW.org on Tuesday night. So on this date, 115 years ago, the U.S. holds its first Olympics. I thought, oh, that's interesting. St. Louis was the site of the first games held on American soil. Thanks to having 523 of the 630 total athletes, the United States won 239 medals, the largest haul ever at a single games. And so 115 years ago, why is that interesting? Because St. Louis equals 115. What's so special about the number 115? Well, in gematria, 115. Masonic is 115. See that? Masonic is also, 115 is also killing. 115, kind of the same numbers as Masonic, except for the 29 here. Pretty much the same in these different ciphers. And actually, with Masonic, something I never really checked, will you use the S exception? It's 38, just like killing. Look at that. So they're basically the same. Masonic and killing go hand in hand. 115 years ago, St. Louis, 115. And the thing I noticed about St. Louis is that it's also 74 and 43, like Masonic and killing. Masonic, 74, 115, 43, So I thought that was pretty interesting. So a little bit about the 1904 Summer Olympics here from Wikipedia, your trusted source. There's 12 nations came. I don't know if that includes the United States. Then we would be the 13th nation. It was part of a whole thing. It was the first time the Olympic Games were outside of Europe, which is pretty interesting. And the first time they did the 3 gold medal thing. So this might be bigger print. So the first 3 gold medal thing, gold, silver, and bronze for first, second, third places, was introduced in these Olympics. First one outside. It's called the Games of the Olympiad. And what's that? Games of the Olympiad. $112, like Olympics. I think that's what they called it before. 113, this number, Bavarian Illuminati, 221. Show you. It started in Greece. So look at that. It also goes with 346. So I didn't know this before. This is very interesting. Bavarian Illuminati and Games of the Third Olympiad. This is the third one. The first one was in Greece. So very interesting that it should have these numbers here. Also, these were, they call them the games. Or games. These are games, right? Games 27. They're held in St. Louis, Missouri. Oops, gotta spell Missouri right. Sometimes I'm happy for autocorrect. 103. 103 is the 27th prime number, just like games. Good place to have games, because it was part, I was trying to say before, it was part of this whole big, long thing that lasted from July 1st to November 23rd in this area. It was Francis Field. It started July 1st and went to November 23rd on the campus of Washington University in St. Louis. First time the games were held outside of Europe. What's Washington University? Washington University. Oops. Gotta spell it right though. So look at that. Washington University 103, just like St. Louis. Games are going to be there. 27th prime. A lot of 13 in this too. I mentioned before in the story that there are 523 of the total 630 athletes. 523 is the 99th prime number. If you go here to this calculator that has number properties, 523 is the 99th prime. So that is interesting because this is a country started with 13 colonies. 13 equals 99. See that? So that's very interesting. 13 stripes. Used to be 13 years of schooling here in America. Now they've got pre-K. 13 Illuminati families. You know, we're talking about the Bavarian Illuminati here. You know, games of the third Olympiad. So, it went on for a while. July 1st to November 23rd. Let's look at that. July 1st. To November 23rd. That is a span of 145 days. Catholic number, especially this, Catholic 71. Also this 20 weeks, 5 days. I've been seeing 25 a lot. 205 like 25. So Catholic. St. Louis, very Catholic. Look at that, 145. It started on 7/1, went to 11/23. And as far as 25, I've been seeing 25 a lot in the headlines lately. St. Louis 25, 205 days of, no, 20 weeks, I'm sorry, and 5 days. That's what it was, right? 20 weeks, 5 days. They're having this these games, this thing, and the Olympics just came into town and was right smack in the middle of that. It was going to be at Chicago. I think that's what was going on. It was going to be at Chicago, but they moved it to St. Louis. And St. Louis already had something scheduled, and they just put it in there. There's Chicago. Let's put in Olympics here. Olympics 112 and 104. Interesting. 112, that number. Well, so Washington University 113, that number of deception. Games of the third Olympiad 112, right? And Olympics 112. 112, the reflection of 112 is 211. And 211 is the 47th prime number. 211, the 47th prime number. It's the alt dialing code too for 911. And St. Louis, if you recall, and if you don't, I'll do it for you. It's 47 in reverse reduction. So lots of parallels. So I saw this on ESPN. This 239 is interesting too because 239 is the 52nd prime number, and that is the reflection of 25. And that's a number I see a lot. I've been seeing a lot. today. 25, or 5 times 5. Okay, that's all for today. It's Numerical Lion. Please subscribe, please like, spread this knowledge of gematria, gematria, this numerical code that you can see every single day. Pay attention